How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Skyrim video. Today, I want to talk about my 5 favorite inns in Skyrim. This is my official top 5 best inns in the game list. I don't really know what the point of this video is. I kind of just like playing Skyrim, but not actually playing Skyrim. I just like playing Skyrim and wandering around. You know, I've been playing this game since I was a kid, and I've gotten pretty familiar with it. So I think I'm kind of just playing right now to get a bit of nostalgia. Anyways, these are my 5 favorite lists, 5 favorite inns. Right now, I'm at Nightgate Inn. Quickly, before we discuss Nightgate Inn, I am not going to be including the Bannered Mare or the Sleeping Giant Inn in this list. Not because they're not good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say the Bannered Mare and the Sleeping Giant Inn are my 2 favorites, as a matter of fact, because they're so common, I go there all the time, and they're so useful. So I'm not going to include them on the list because I want to go over inns that, you know, are not the 2 most popular ones in the game. So I'm at Nightgate Inn. I really like this one because it's kind of like a nice halfway point between Whiterun and Windhelm, depending on the routes that you take. It's even like, I mean, it's kind of out of the way, because when you go to Windhelm, you kind of take the path around the Throat of the World, down this way, and then you can go to Riften or Windhelm. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like you would never really come here too much, in my personal opinion. This is kind of like a weird place in Skyrim that you don't really come to unless you want to go to Corvinjund or like the Great Lift at Alfdand. There isn't too much out here that really calls my name, but the Nightgate Inn is just an example of a place in Skyrim that is just removed from every sliver of civilization, but it still has civilization. It's kind of just out here doing its own thing, a little roadside business. I think it's very nice. Fun fact, in the Dark Brotherhood questline, you meet the Gourmet, who's an anonymous chef who's like super famous. He's actually living at the Nightgate Inn, which I think is pretty cool. So that's kind of like the only thing that really puts this place on the map, aside from just the obscurity of it. We have this guy who is like, sort of like a frequent. He's kind of a drunk. I believe there's actually a quest you can do for the innkeep, Hattering, who, has a debt with this guy, and you have to like convince him to pay his debt or something like that. There's a little interaction between them, but yeah, like they're fully stocked with mead, giant self-defense warhammer, which I think is badass. I always find it's kind of hilarious when they do that. Like obviously you'd want to have a self-defense weapon, you know, in case someone robs you. But when I think self-defense, I think of like a dagger, maybe even a sword, possibly a fire axe, maybe a pickaxe. Basically just any deadly weapon that is like small and easy to use and threatening. But a fucking warhammer, like, that's just crazy. Like, you're gonna bash a guy's head in for trying to steal some mead? Absolutely ridiculous. I imagine this doesn't really provide much value aside from just like scaring people. In fact, look at this guy. He's so old, I bet he doesn't even know how to use it. Anyways, there is actually a bottom portion you can go to. I don't know if this is technically trespassing, maybe, but you come in here. This is where like all the mead is being stored, and usually the Gourmet is down here. This is like the Gourmet's bed. He kind of lives here because he's like in hiding, of course, and he's like super wealthy, so he pretty much pays the guy a shit ton of money to just live here for free. Well, not for free, a shit ton of money to live here at a great cost in hiding. I believe I've completed that quest in this playthrough, and I'm looking around to see if I can find the Gourmet's body, because I know I killed him, and I had to hide his body as part of the quest. So I don't know where his body is, but maybe he died outside, I don't really remember. Pretty cool location. There's actually a secret exit that leads up to out here, which is kind of like the back, I guess. Pretty cool. Let's move on to the second one on the list. Okay, so the second inn on the list is the one at Morthal, which I'm currently blanking on the name. I believe it's like Dead Man's Drink. It's Moorside Inn, right? Dead Man's Drink is at Falkreath, I think. Yeah, Moorside Inn is going to be number 2 on the list. For those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel, you're probably quite familiar with the fact that I have a weird love for Morthal. I don't know why. I just love the aesthetic of this swampy city. It's very small and it doesn't have much going on for it, but I just have this weird love for this city, and so naturally Moorside Inn is going to be on the list. There's also a quest here about the burned down house, although that's not really relevant to the inn. The inn itself is pretty standard. It has like the standard small inn layout most inns have this exact same layout. The only ones that don't is like the major city ones. Like even Falkreath, Dawnstar, and Morthal have this layout. Even though they are major cities, they have the smallest city in the layout. Who the heck is that? Whoa, she looks tough. Okay, she's kind of mean too, damn. Lot of alcohol, again, a warhammer. Do you really think this little lady would be able to use a warhammer? Kind of hilarious. I mean, I don't know why, it's just so funny to me, like a giant warhammer. Come on now. They got plenty of alcohol, plenty of mead, plenty of bread, a very generic layout. I mean, honestly, the only reason this makes the list is because the city it's in. There's nothing too special about it. I think I killed Lurbuck. Oh my god. So this guy is funny because he is a bard. However, he's the only orc bard in the game. And if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the very few orcs that actually integrated himself into Nord society. Like, it's very uncommon to see a Nord living in a city, like, full-time. Like, this is not common. He has a horrible voice, and everyone hates him because he's so loud and annoying, and he scares away customers. Although, I guess I killed him at some point. Kind of a cool piece of trivia. Alright, number 3 on the list. By the way, this is in no particular order, but number 3 on the list is the Winking Skeever. I really like this inn. It's very beautiful. I mean, Solitude is a fantastically beautiful city. Very rich and wealthy. You can tell by the fancy rugs, the big, like, kind of restaurant vibe they have with all the tables, spiced wine, salmon, forks and knives, which is not common. You know, most people just eat with their hands like savages, like this lady. There's also quite a few interesting characters you can meet at this place. Like, for one, this guy, Golemai, part of the Thieves Guild questline. If you complete the Thieves Guild questline, he becomes a fence. He will buy any stolen items that you want him to, which is very cool, so that's actually incredibly useful. There's actually a use that this place has, aside from just being very beautiful. I got a ton of spiced wine, which again just shows the wealth of this place. You also meet Malborn here at this desk during the main questline. I like Malborn, he's a cool guy. I also love, whenever I come to this city on survival mode playthroughs, because you have to sleep in survival mode, this place has a ton of healing potions that you can easily steal. Like, you have those 2 healing potions that you can easily steal. Come up here, there's 3 more healing potions you can steal. There's these 2 potions which you can steal and sell directly to Golemai. You have the lockbox, which is very easy to steal from. In this room, you have these 2 potions, which you can steal. Another healing potion. That might be a skill book, it might not be. I don't really have my HUD on. This room, there's also another potion. Actually, 4 potions you can steal in this room for a lot of money. You can also steal, like, the fine clothes that you find in these wardrobes. Generally speaking, if you want to make like 1,000, like 1.5 thousand bucks from stealing, this is the fastest way to do it. Like, there's so much to steal. The healing potions have a lot of value, like you can use in combat and stuff. The basement isn't really super fleshed out, but what can you expect, really? Yeah, that's why this gets number 3 on the list. Alright, number 4 on the list is the Ragged Flagon. This is one that I very often forget is an inn. It's more of a bar than an inn, but I very often forget that this is actually like like an establishment. Like, this is a place that thieves come to like get solace and like drink. Kind of like in real life, how pirates had pirate ports. Where, you know, pirates would get their ships all fucked up in combat and stuff in real life, and they'd have to get the ships repaired, but they couldn't do it at navy bases or anything because they're criminals, so they had pirate ports. So that's what that reminds me of, kind of. Again, I just always forget that this is an establishment. This is like the home of the Thieves Guild. Kind of like almost a half front to the Thieves Guild. Like, if you go back here, you have like the main Thieves Guild stuff, obviously, but this part out here, just the front of it, is a bar. It's like an inn bar kind of thing. And an inn implies that you can stay, but this one you can't really stay. You just get a drink and then leave, or if you're a Thieves Guild, you do stay. But yeah, very nice aesthetic, very nice Thieves Guild vibe. Just a cool place. I like this place a lot. There's not too much I can really say, so I'm not going to ramble too long. Let's get on to the last inn on the list. Alright, ignore the combat music. There's a dragon outside. The last one on the list is the new Gneiss. The new Gneiss Corner Club. This is in Windhelm, and I almost never ever come here. Because it's in the Grey Quarter, and I very often forget that it actually exists. So that's why I'm adding it to the list, because it is very nice, very cozy, but I just forget that it exists, and I kind of just like the vibe. The only reason I ever come to the Grey Quarter is for two reasons. One, Aventus Argentino at the beginning of the Dark Brotherhood questline, or for Sadri's used goods, because he's like the only general goods person, aside from the people at the market, in Windhelm. This place is cool because it's the Dark Elves Inn. They have some like healing potions, some salt, sort of different, kind of different to the rest. It's very poor, as you can see. There's no Warhammer behind the desk. Yeah, not much wine, not much alcohol. Is that a skill book? The Red Riften Reader. Maybe it's a skill book. If you come up here, you can actually see Imperial Armor, which I find incredibly interesting because the racist Nord, Rolf Stonefist or whatever, he suspects that the Dark Elves are Imperial spies or something, and I personally doubt that a lot. But the fact that they have almost a full set, they have bracers, chestplate, head, shield, sword, and boots. They have a full set of Imperial armor and weaponry. Everything is short of a bow in the Corner Club. That's very strange to me, and you'd never really expect that, but I don't know if that really means anything. Maybe they just killed the Legionnaire and took his shit. I don't fully know, but very poor place. Here's the business ledger, I guess. This makes the 5th place on the list. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you agree, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, also let me know in the comments. And let me know any inns that you think are better. I'll see you all next time. Stay awesome, and peace out.